That was the song of the varied thrush. The varied thrush was discovered in April of 1778 at Nootka Sound on Vancouver Island in what is now British Columbia, Canada. It was identified by the acting naturalists aboard the HMS Resolution and HMS Discovery on Captain James Cook's third voyage of discovery. A British expedition with the objective of finding the elusive Northwest Passage, which was a fabled shortcut linking the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans via the Arctic. This passage never materialized in the end, but the voyage did discover the Hawaiian Islands and an abundance of new animal species. The acting naturalists who discovered the varied thrush were actually the medical staff of the two ships. William Anderson was the surgeon aboard the HMS Resolution, and William Wade Ellis was the surgeon's mate aboard the HMS Discovery. Together, they identified, cataloged, and drew the varied thrush and many other animals from 1776 to 1780. Finding the varied thrush in its habitat can be a difficult search. This is a very shy bird and remains hidden deep in the dark, humid forests from Alaska to Southern California. The varied thrush is most common all year round in the dense, wet rainforests along the Pacific coast, but when it's cold and food is hard to find, they may venture into your yard and to your bird feeder. If you leave them sunflower seeds, suet, dried mealworms, or fruit, you may see this fiery orange bird for yourself. But you may also witness its aggressive behavior toward other bird visitors there. The varied thrush isn't fond of sharing, and the males will fiercely defend their newly found food source by lowering their heads, spreading their wings, and lifting their tails. The varied thrush is often compared to the American robin. They look quite similar, having the same black, gray, and orange, and even the same size and general shape. But the name varied thrush refers to the varied patterns of feathers featuring bars, stripes, and patches, unlike the robin, who has large blocks of color. It isn't just a coincidence that these birds are so alike. The two species are closely related and share a lot in common. The greatest difference being their temperament. While robins thrive in human-made locations and are known to nest all around human structures, the varied thrush is secretive and rarely seen at all. They are ground foragers, but despite their bright orange bellies, they freeze and melt into the forest around them when a person comes near, and are passed right by without being noticed. Often the only sign of their presence is an eerie single-note whistle echoing through the forest with no clear source or direction. On the forest floor, where they camouflage themselves so seamlessly into the ground cover, they move aside dead leaves with their beaks to reveal their insect prey. They eat beetles, ants, crickets, and caterpillars, but also non-insect bugs like earthworms, spiders, snails, pillbugs, and millipedes. In winter, they change their diet completely, eating almost exclusively fruit, and can be seen occasionally in wooded areas, including backyards and parks. When spring arrives, breeding occurs in misty, mature, and old-growth forests full of spruce, fir, and hemlock, far away from prying eyes. Nesting materials are found on the ground and understory of the forest. The female makes a distinct three-tiered nest. The outermost layer is made of twigs, tree bark, moss, and grass. The middle layer consists of soft rotten wood, dead grass, moss, and mud. And the innermost layer is made soft with thin grass pieces, fine moss, and pliable dead leaves. The female builds the nest on a branch 5 to 10 feet above the ground against the trunk of a conifer, and then lays 2 to 5 pale blue eggs flecked with light brown. She incubates the eggs alone, but both parents feed the young. When weather allows, the parents will raise 2 broods in a season. The varied thrush may surprise you with its seemingly contradictory behavior. Remaining cloistered in the dark forests of their home, hardly seen by a soul, with only their echoing song to mark their presence. And then roam far and wide in harsh winters, being seen as far away from their home west of the Cascade Mountains as the Midwest and even the East Coast of America on occasion. So, if you're lucky, you may have a small chance of seeing one even if you live thousands of miles away from their range. This is the 4th video of a series of bird drawings I'm doing of the Pacific Northwest temperate rainforest area between Oregon and Alaska. In the future, I'll be doing more series of bird drawings from other areas of the US and the world. You can find the previous video in this series on the Stellar's Jay in the description below. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate your support. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, or sharing to help this channel grow. See you next time.